Hello, fellas and folks and ladies and fans of the show. We got Steven down here in the studio doing laundry. That's a new one. That's right, our studio is so fancy. We got green screens and laundry machines. I am Gene Labordi. This is You Be Aight podcast presented by AML Media. Love you, Mom. Over here washing his whitey tighties that aren't so white anymore is Steven off screen, my brother, and Rachel behind the screens doing all the good, fun, hard work for us. This is Rachel Labordi. It's You Be Aight podcast, and in a little bit we're going to get to watch The Last of Us. I'm sad it's ending.
Me too.
That's our show. If you guys haven't watched it, it's worth the HBO subscription. But come along for a ride. Listen to, we're going to talk about my doctors. We're going to talk about some pimples, some butts, some waxings, all sorts of fun stuff. And pizza. Bye. So I have to go to the doctor's tomorrow. Well, I don't have to, but Rachel's making me. Finally got a dermatology appointment, which we talked about how fucking hard it is. The supply and demand, I guess, for pimples versus doctors are.
Pimples is the least of their.
It's crazy. This was like the only person that could get me in like this year.
It's gonna be some weird, grimy, like shitty.
I hope not. Rachel, which one was it? We didn't pick the super attractive lady.
No, it's none of the people I sent you a picture for. It's actually a local one that has good ratings.
Guy or girl?
Guy.
I have never once looked at the picture of a doctor before I went and seen them.
I don't want to.
That's insanity, bro.
Well, I didn't. I didn't look at it. Rachel sent me like 3 or 4. She goes, "Who would you prefer?"
Based on their headshot.
Yeah,
Gene's
I mean
a
that's
picky guy. So
especially for something where like I don't want like a super attractive lady being like, "Yeah, you got a fucking gross goiter neck."
You're married, bro.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's just I don't know. I think I would prefer a man or like a really or an older lady.
Okay, you're so weird. I love you.
It's because I
so
know
like,
myself.
If you could have gotten an appointment with like a smoking hot doctor, would you have deferred and said, "No, I'll wait 6 months"?
I think I would have rathered. No, at this point, because I really is like it's not a problem that we're going for, but it's something that has been a problem before. That it's a cyst on the back of my neck that came back, and so like it's just. I think you just have to establish yourself. Because I'll be surprised if she even, like, does anything for this tomorrow.
Okay. Well, she probably can't.
Well, I mean, when I had it before and, like, I had to go to the wound center, like, that guy then and there, he was like, yeah, we can pop those. And he just cut both of them right then and there.
So it's 2 that's turned into 1 or what?
No, it's...
For the record, you had some kind of growth on the back of your neck that was hurting to the point where you couldn't even turn your head.
Yeah, it's right on the crevice of the neck, so it's like where the skin moves the most, and it happened like on both sides, and it's not a pimple, you know. They actually
if it keeps filling back up, it's definitely not.
No,
a pimple.
and you know the little bit of Dr. Pimple Popper I watched. I didn't go to a dermatologist last time. The dude just cut it and leaked it because literally I couldn't sleep. It was an emergency. Yeah. So like maybe they didn't get that sac out or whatever. I just, you know.
The term sac is like.
Because I've gone to like I've talked to like my primary care physician because when we couldn't find something, he was like, well, we're going to write you a antibiotic.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, dude, and I did a Skype. I was like, that is not going to fix this. Like, I don't care. That antibiotic better have fucking small missiles in it because, and it's like, you know, because they're a physician, they don't do that type of thing. You know, it was
probably hard too for him to understand because it's not really visible.
No, and especially on my neck. You know, I don't really have much of a neck.
Well, yeah, I hope that the dermatologist can, you know.
Well,
I hope it doesn't need to be lanced open, does it? Because that was my opinion.
No, it's really deep into the skin. This isn't like the one kind of naturally got ahead and popped kind of. I just had to keep like squeezing that a little bit. Which who knows, maybe that one might come back too. Maybe there is a sack, but either way, I don't. If she has to lance it, I don't care. I'm not worried about it like that. But Rachel says she's like you're show her your whole body.
Well, you do get like pimples and shit.
Yeah, but they they take care of themselves. They pop eventually. These are the only time that I've been like severe. Like I didn't know what to do.
Except for your butt.
That took care of itself.
Well, you almost died, but I'm just saying.
There was a lot of other complications with that one.
I would, if I were you, because I know it crossed your mind, like, I don't even want to go to the doctor.
I don't. I wish this didn't pop back up, because it's just
Yeah, like, in your heart of hearts, you want to cancel the appointment, but you have to go.
I'm going to go, but the thing that pisses me off about the medical field is it's not, like, for this one problem, I know it's not going to get resolved tomorrow. And it's going to be like, we'll come back in 2 weeks, and then we'll check it then, and then it'll be a come back in 2 weeks.
Well, they are going to give you an antibiotic, I'm sure.
Yeah, and hopefully that does fix it, because this time it's not nearly as bad as it was. I just noticed it, and so I want to hop on it before it does get, like...
Yeah, plus, the reason that I wouldn't just go in there and strip down. I would wait for them to ask. But there might be connections there where, like, maybe this is causing it, and like it's more of a overall issue.
Well, and it's really standard for a dermatologist to do a full body check. That's one of the 3 options when you schedule an appointment.
So then you optionally picked full body.
No, I
scan.
didn't. I did new patient.
I didn't know that
appointment, but it's a full body check. Like in case you have weird moles or like something
That's
you can't
another
see.
I am excited. I do want to. I got like. Not even mold, maybe a skin tag. I've had one like my whole life, but I do think it got I think it got a little bit bigger.
But then you definitely want to get it looked at.
So yeah, just to get removed.
But
those I like that. I don't care. Like those little.
You just don't want to have to show them everything.
Yeah, I'd rather.
I get that.
Let's
let's
spot.
You're here to work for me, okay? This is what I need help with.
And I just like I don't see why I have to show this guy dick, balls, and butthole.
I don't. When she says a full body check, I don't think he's gonna want to see your dick, balls, and butthole.
I hope not.
Yeah, I highly doubt that.
It's just, and I get it,
but they're gonna want to see like he's gonna. If you're honest with them about different things that you have going on, he's gonna want to see him.
Yeah, and I will be. I just get it over with. But yeah, it's just it is annoying. Yeah.
But I was gonna, if you're gonna go, because like I was saying, I know in your heart of hearts you really wish you could just cancel it. But if you're gonna go, you might as well get it all fucking out of the way.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, and then once you're established with the doctor too, then if you have a weird thing that comes up, you can just call and be like, "Hey, help."
Do dermatologists write pain medication?
Shut up.
Can.
I don't want to go there. It's stupid.
But
What's the point?
no, I get it. But hopefully, maybe you just have some kind of skin irritation or something where they can address, and then you don't have to worry about it popping up ever.
Well, I do have sensitive skin, but this is definitely the way I sleep. It is like I bend my neck, so like it's a crevice and sweat and irritation.
And it's over on your hairline.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, too. I haven't gotten to get my hair cut yet. I have, like, a reverse mullet going on.
Because of that thing?
I haven't gotten to get it cut, my hair cut.
He's next to you.
Huh?
He's right next to you, your barber at the shop.
He's hard to get in, like... it's my own fault because I should be like, all right, well, just put me on the schedule next week.
Uh-huh.
But, like, he's pretty full there.
Yeah, I got you. But, yeah.
Yeah, but and then also this just like came up quicker, and so like I'm gonna have to.
You didn't have time to mentally prepare.
No, not mentally prepare, because I already know I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, please excuse my haircut right now.
Oh, come on, yo, you're so out of your fucking mind, bro.
I just haven't gotten to get it. I can't. I'm the fat guy. I can't be this fat and sloppy guy.
You look fine. Let me see the back of your neck.
It's this,
yeah, bro.
It's this stuff. No, that thing stuff down there. No, it's just because this.
I wouldn't even notice. Even after you're pointing at it, I'm like, I don't see what you're talking about.
It's just too long, and I guess when it looks good, when it's cut, it just looks and feels so much better.
Yeah, But I think that you have, like, your hair follicles, like your body hair doesn't always poke through for whatever reason.
I think that is the case. I do, especially like on my waist.
Because you have very fine hair.
Yeah, and my waistband too has just been so scarred up from just
They can't
football
escape.
pants, and when I played lacrosse, like a lot of friction because I wore like 4 different layers on there, and then the scar tissue builds up, and that's a mess down there.
That's what I'm assuming you don't want to show.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm not happy about this. Also, of course, the only appointment we could get is 8 o'clock in the fucking morning or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
The appointment no one else wants besides old people.
But the on the one hand, it's good because then you don't have a whole day to fucking dread it.
Yeah, but I would just sleep until I had to get up anyway.
Okay.
It's my day off.
I got you. Well,
yeah.
Well, let's hope that you get some results, and I don't think you're gonna have to show your balls button. But
I will. I don't. It's at this point. I don't care really. But it's just one of those things where it's like, because I know the medical professional, especially like a dermatologist, like they see such crazy shit, and so seeing naked body is literally nothing to them.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, do we have to?
Well, I would,
because I've been in doctors' offices before, like that one I went to before I found my PCP, who's awesome now, Dr. Scott.
He's my PCP too.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I went to one before. The lady she was like, "All right, take off your shirt, pants," and gave me like a paper gown.
For a fit.
Like no, actually didn't even give me a paper gown. I just sat on the table for my first, and she didn't even like do anything.
She just wanted you to be
she wanted me in my underwear for some reason.
That is weird, but I don't think you're gonna have to take your underwear off tomorrow.
I don't know if yeah.
But you're worried about your hair being a little.
It's just I don't like looking disheveled. Like I can't be the fat and sloppy guy.
I hear you, but
if I was skinny, then I'd be sloppy. But
you don't look sloppy at all. I promise. No. I would tell you. Even on the pod, I promise you.
Thank you.
Your neck beard does need to be cleaned up.
I'm shaving before I get a shower tonight, because actually I do want to kind of shave to show him like this is what my skin looks like when I do. Yeah. Maybe he can give me like a cream or something.
And ask about that theory of like your hair follicle, like your shit don't pop through for whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have coarse body hair at all. Because these shit every time we're together, there's like something going on. It's usually minor, but there's something going on.
There's always something going on.
But that's why this is that's why I love you, and it's entertaining.
I'm glad I hope people get entertainment out of it, because for me, I hate every second of it in that waiting room, because then it's going to be the whole thing like, don't start sweating yet, dude. And then I'm going to start sweating, and then,
Go ahead.
I was wrong. It's a beautiful Asian woman.
Nice. She's seen. Dude, you know what these dermatologists
I'm
see?
so sick. All this, Rach, I can't go tomorrow.
They see the most horrific stuff.
I know.
Bro.
I really do. I guess, especially with dermatology, because like this is like, I don't have a growth on my face or something. Like it's not. It's something crazy. It's just. It's a cyst. I'm pretty sure it's that. Probably try and give me an antibiotic.
Yeah. And I really like. I'm not trying just to make. I really don't think you have to take your underwear off or anything. I really don't.
And I probably will show her.
You should just be naked when she gets.
This is what I do at the massage parlor. I wasn't sure. Well, and that's another thing too. I get these doctors are, apparently are crazy overrun, don't have enough. But like my PCP, luckily I like the nurses there, but like when I come in, I hate having to explain to the nurse who puts it in the computer, and then the doctor comes in. It's like,
that's so he can run through appointments like as fast as humanly possible.
and have not going in blindsided. But like when I had my butt thing, I was like, I think something's going on with my butt, and and that was a time like it was
you were
a person,
in a bad way then too,
and that was a time where I didn't know the nurse. Thank God it was, because the one lady is so nice to me there. If he was like, all right, we got to see, I'm like, that's not happening, man.
Nah, yeah. Because at that point, you didn't know what it was.
Well, they kept telling me it was a hemorrhoid, and I was like, dude, this is insane. People live with this all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God that wasn't a hemorrhoid because they usually come back.
Oh, I would kill myself if I had to deal with that more than like more than once a year. Oh my God, that sucked.
That should be a once in a lifetime.
I hope.
If
Every once in a while, I'll get a feel and I go, no.
But now it's in your head, yeah. And
it also was like a perfect tornado of me almost ending up in kidney failure because.
Yeah,
it was a whole.
I think we did an episode on that. I have had the right side of my asshole for the last week has been itching. Like, obviously, I've cleaned it. I've gotten 3 showers. Not constantly, but just the right side. It's very weird.
Are you interested in getting your butthole waxed?
I was just about to you gonna say it. So, and I think she listens, so thanks for this, Stephanie. We went to the store the other day, and I was like, you go in, and she was like, I will, but you have to do me a favor. And she got all serious, and I was like, she got back in the car, and I was looking, I was like, what? She goes, just keep driving. I'm like, yo. I was like, are you, like, what's wrong? And she goes, will you wax my butthole? And I was like, what is it? What? Yeah, you just made me fucking swallow my throat because I was like, her being like, I think we need some time apart. I was like, the way she was so serious about it.
And
but
she left it like a cliffhanger, too?
Because she's like, yeah, and then went in the store while I sat in the truck.
What store?
Liquor store.
Oh, okay.
But like, it wasn't long. It was just like, you run in because then we were going to go grocery shopping, too.
So you're having a panic attack.
A little bit, and I was like, what could she possibly ask a favor for? And then, but it's that, and it's just because Stephanie lets her boyfriend wax her butthole, and she says she really likes it, and he likes doing it. I don't think I'm going to like doing it, to be honest, but...
That not, like, enjoys doing it, but it's fun. It's you know how certain things are, like, satisfying to do?
Yeah.
Like that.
I've never... Like, I would if I wanted my asshole wax, I think I could easily do it myself.
You're dealing with hot wax, dude.
Yeah, okay.
And it's not as simple as just like waxing up and down. Like you got to do half and half.
Okay. Well, I guess we know what we're going to talk about on the follow-up episode.
Yeah, well, my thing is I said, yeah, sure, but...
Does it have to get done before your trip?
Yeah.
You want to be able
to... Well, it doesn't have to, but...
you want
yeah, why is it so important that the...
It's growing, it's that bad.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, listen, hon, I've never noticed a problem with, too much hair around there, but if it's going to make you feel good, I'll do it.
Have you ever had a Brazilian wax? Or anybody waxed your butthole before?
No. I almost got it lasered, but it was $2,000.
Fuck that. Yeah.
So I opted out at that point.
Yeah.
It's funny because Rachel is like excited for him. Like, this could possibly really hurt.
It must be pretty rustic down back there.
Here's
or is this kind of like a Stephanie's boyfriend does it? I want to see if you will like how much you love me.
I've considered getting waxed before because I got, like I said with the laser, I got everything else lasered.
And like I think
that was too personal.
That was too expensive. I wanted to add it, but it was $2,000
Yeah, 'cause it's like
just for the butthole.
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit!
You got to go multiple times.
I don't know nothing about body laser or hair.
It's those like beauty bars, man. They're making a killing.
2 G's. So let me at the beauty bar. How much was it just to get the cooch?
So I won a
Oh yeah.
a raffle for, I think I got like 2/3 for free, and I still dished like $1,500, $2,000.
And does it like kill the hair follicles?
Yes, but like it's not 100%. So
right,
like you still have
really
to do a little something. Otherwise, you just have like
weird
3
hair.
really long hairs.
Well, and Rachel's not a hairy person either. So like that was just like she won a raffle, so like might as well put the extra.
Now she's like, well, I got to get the back door to match the front door.
But like I knew girls in high school that like hair was a real contention point, because they're like Sicilian.
Oh, that yeah.
And so like they're like every day having to shave everything.
Well, yeah, especially like those girls. I knew someone who shaved their arms.
I knew
and then
multiple
it was out
girls.
of control, dude.
That was my one thing. I was like, they say.
I feel bad for a girl with real hairy arms.
Yeah, and the one girl was a very beautiful cheerleader, but like, I mean, her hands had it a little bit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And once you start doing it, they say it comes back even stronger.
Those girls, if you like are really into tanning, and they just turn white.
Yeah,
and it's like worse. But so do you have the kit?
Yep.
Yeah, got the kit, and then also there was like, I guess you can only buy it because I got a little scared. I was like, how hard is this going to be? There's like 10,000 of the sticks you use.
Yeah, like the popsicle sticks. Yeah.
Well, you can't double dip because it's unsanitary.
Rachel, I'm gonna be down in your butthole. The whole thing's gonna be sanitary.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming she's gonna clean it up real good.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're gonna have to figure out the logistics of. I assume I know what position we'll need to be in.
I told you it's like happy baby yoga pose.
See, I was thinking
On the back. On the back.
So basically,
legs
missionary.
Yeah, you hold your feet.
I would think like just.
Yeah, that's well. No, I was just thinking like on your knees, and like so the
Ass
height
up in the air, like doggy style, basically.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just the asshole. It's like.
Well, I'm not doing cause
like the
I'm not
grundle.
doing everything else, am I?
Well, like it's not like Steven said. It's not like just
there's
hair
that
growing off of like the
Yeah,
hole.
but I'm saying like because you can do the top of it. Like I don't know. I guess just for me, if I'm doing something dangerous around my piece, I want like I can't do my butthole, but I can do the front, so I'll take care of that point
to make sure that it's to your liking.
And just
it might be easier to have someone else
You
do
can
it too, because you can
maybe.
just like rip and tear.
maybe rip and tear.
You know what I mean? Like the suspense of like doing it yourself.
True.
Like
yeah.
imagine cutting your own hand open or something. Like it'd be really hard to do
I just know
yourself.
like you can kind of feel better than see
Oh,
almost.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you're shaving, like
This is
no, but I'm saying like you would probably do a better job shaving without a mirror than me trying to like shave for
Oh,
you
yeah.
without
Yeah.
being like in a barber chair and shit. You know what I mean? Because
Definitely.
you can just go by feel.
I know my jawline and stuff. Yeah.
But I'll do it all. I just maybe we'll do a YouTube video first.
Well, I was gonna say I wish she was like asking you to like wax the back of her ear so we could go like put it out as content. Patreon.
Yeah, I don't even think Patreon would let us put up the butthole wax, and we'd have to get an OnlyFans going for that one.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to get an update now.
Oh, for sure. I wasn't about to bring. I was going to respect my wife's privacy, but it's nothing crazy.
The
A
podcast
lot of
is
women get waxed.
No, I don't find it crazy
most
at all.
women get butthole wax.
Yeah.
And the whole. And how much does a Brazilian wax cost usually? $100.
I think it's like 60 to 80.
Okay.
I looked actually recently when I was having this initial conversation, and just the butthole at the place that I would go is $15.
What's it say on the menu?
It says inner backside.
Okay.
When does Brazilian wax always also mean butthole?
Brazilian is everything. Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought Brazilian was just like bikini line.
And the reason
I guess butthole is bikini line.
Bikini is bikini line.
that's everything the bikini line is. Yeah. But so is this like a do you not want to get it done at a place because it's too personal? Or you just want to
No.
see if Gene really loves you?
Honestly, it's gonna be way cheaper because I spent $30 on everything I need.
Okay. I'm just
So if it's once every couple weeks, then
I hope you don't have to get your butthole waxed every couple
$15.
weeks.
It just becomes a thing where I'm like it's Thursday night butthole wax.
I
and-
don't know how often it's supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Well, that's the thing I was thinking. But it's a good point. Because when you shave, when it comes back, especially like if I don't do my pubes anymore, but when I would shave, when it comes back, those hairs are sharp. Like, like
When they first poke
when they
through.
first poke through. But, because I go, do you want, because then you're going to have an itchy butthole when they start to grow back. But I guess if you're pulling the whole follicle out, it doesn't like.
Is this the first time you'll have ever had your butthole totally waxed?
Yes.
So you do have to make sure you keep all that area super clean for like a few days.
Oh, dude,
It comes with spray.
I was gonna say, am I gonna have to?
Well, because like the first couple times when you're young and you like trim your pubic hair, and like
You get the bumps and stuff.
so yeah,
You got to put an alcohol swab on there.
right. That's what I'm saying. If it's never had,
It's been, well, no, I don't want to go there.
okay,
I was gonna say it's been shaved. It's had hair removed before,
but never pulled out like that.
never fully.
Yeah.
I wonder if Manscaped, which we're open for sponsorship, if they have an attachment for the butthole, kind of like a nose trimmer.
The thing is, and I've done this before. Okay.
Have you shaved your butthole?
Well, what happened was I was shaving like my taint,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like crazy, so like
You didn't know where your taint started
I
and where your
didn't know
butthole
when
ended.
to stop. I didn't know when to stop.
Hey man, hey, that's being thorough.
Right. Well, yeah, it's like you're cutting the grass. You run out of gas, and there's a little bit of the lawn left. It's gonna drive you crazy. But the thing is, once you start creeping back upwards, like there's a lot of hair back there. Like not in the hole. Obviously,
No, I know.
But in the inner, the cheeks.
See,
and
you know
stuff,
what's crazy?
and
Because
then it's just like a mother.
I was gonna say it was a mistake, right?
Oh yeah, never did it again.
It's so
But
crazy.
you learn-
I'm glad because when I was like in high school, I was mad that I wasn't hairy. But then, like when I was in college, and I had buddies that were like, I have to skip class because I pooped and now I have to go shower because of how hairy their asses are.
Yeah.
I don't have hair inside my butthole or inside my cheeks.
I do. It's not like crazy, but again, I don't have real rough body hair. Like it's softer. Like my pubes aren't like bristly. They're like
Yeah, my pubes aren't
we
even
probably
curl-
have the same pubes.
My pubes aren't even curly.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. First of all,
They're not like
and
head
I'm
hairs.
taking this, and I'm glad Bobby Kelly has talked about it. But I think when you're fat, the pores get spread out. So like, I barely have pubes, dude.
So oh, okay, that's it. Ben. I was gonna say like I'm imagining like
when they
do a ponytail on your pubes.
no, they stop at a certain length, but there's zero curl to any of my
Pull
hair.
one out, prove it.
No, but I'll take my word for it because they're also like blonde.
Yeah, mine are like same color as my hair.
It's like translucent.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's that because I now that I've been married for 5 years, I don't plan on having to keep the upkeep up going. Great.
You just don't do any upkeep ever. Well, if you don't have like if they stop growing, like
yeah.
it's pointless.
It's just as much as a little bit more than my arms.
Yeah. Yeah, I just gotta trim, every couple months.
But it is.
But I don't take it to the skin,
No, I've only done that like a couple of times when I was in high school.
With your hair follicle issues.
Well, especially the part that's annoying is the hair around the wiener because then it stabs into your wiener.
Yeah.
And especially if you're playing a sport or something, you start to get some chafing going on. That makes for a tough practice.
It's good though. Like I said, when I went too far in the back end, like these are things you learn growing up. I was probably like 25 when I did it. But,
Which is funny. It's funny though because I noticed it. I noticed it on Dad because he's real dark haired compared to us as far as body hair goes, and you have it too, and I have it, but you can barely see it. Like the hair on our back is like wings. It's like literally in the shape
the
of kind of like
patches.
yeah.
Thank God we're not like Turkish people.
The
like,
dudes that are just like freaking from
hair
like here
everywhere.
down, it's all the same
everywhere.
consistency.
Shoulders.
And then the first thing that go is like this part, the part you want hair on.
Yeah, that's like apparently those guys like for some women that's really hot.
Yeah, I guess that's
So
just
like that's man.
Yeah.
That's a man. That's the manliest type of man.
Listen, that's
Is
fine.
a hair man.
If I enjoy having to pull his necklace out of his chest hair every night before he goes to bed. Yeah. His bracelet keeps getting stuck in his forearm hair.
Yeah, knuckle hairs and shit. But that's good. So we'll let everybody know how that goes.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated. It's going to be a learning curve for me. How hot does that wax get?
Well, it goes on your skin, so it can't be that hot.
Yeah, I think the machine, like the warming machine, takes it only to a certain point where it melts, but it doesn't.
It basically
burn
cools
you.
off instantly, so it just grabs all the hairs. I don't know why I'm acting like I've done it before.
Well, you're going to have
makes
to put it on, and then you're going to have to stick the paper on, and then...
I've seen 40-Year-Old Virgin. I have a decent idea of how it goes. I just... The last place I want hot wax is my butthole.
No, I could think of worse places.
Where?
Anywhere on my face.
People get their faces waxed.
Yeah, I know. People. I'm just saying, for me, like, that's the most sensitive fucking... My butthole's rough and tumble, bro.
Yeah, you skip wipes sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's tougher. I guess I've just had a bit... I beat mine up
Anywhere
a little bit.
around my lips, I don't want no hot waxing done. That shit...
Yeah. But they say your butthole is the same skin as your lips.
Yeah, but think how often you rough your butthole up with toilet paper and stuff.
I actually have, well, every time I wipe, I'm an over-wiper. But I've hurt my skin lips because I woke up and, like, I got, like, sticky lips, and I'll take a paper towel.
Yeah.
And then, like, for the rest of the day, I'm like, ow, I went a little too hard on that. The cigarettes, well, you use chapstick, like, all the time, right?
No. Only when
cigarettes, I've noticed, like, they make, cause I haven't been smoking that long, but they make the my skin lip really dry.
Yeah, well, they dry your mouth out in general.
But, like,
I'm
my
saying
lips, like...
where you've gone to take the cigarette out of your mouth and it's stuck to your lip and...
Burn your fingers? Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to me like five or six times before, and it's really annoying. It pisses me off.
I'm always impressed I think maybe it's just like a real manly thing or a trashy thing. Dudes that can, like, shovel the grass, you shovel the sidewalk with a cigarette in there. Every time I try and do it, after 3 seconds, my eyes are burning from smoke. I don't know how you can. Or riding like a motorcycle. Well, I guess maybe
you gotta let it like hang out the side of your mouth. But even then, like, why do that?
That dude I worked with, Dougie, man, he never not had a 100 hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, especially doing any kind of labor.
It's not enjoyable.
No.
Or smoking with the window all the way down.
Well, that just is hazardous.
Or smoking when it's really windy. I feel like I'm not even smoking the cigarette.
I don't know, nothing. I've never had a problem like that.
I'm new to it, so I'm picky.
The worst thing is people that smoke with the windows up.
Oh, yeah, I don't...
That's crazy shit. That's like women that are like our parents' age.
Yeah.
I don't know how that became okay. It's gross. And this is from a smoker.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You
want to talk about stinking like a cigarette all day?
Like my buddy Tristan, who, when we go golfing, he's the one who picks me up early, and he'll drive, and it's 70 degrees, so to me, I'm like, it's getting warm because it's really early. He's got 3 layers on, heat cranking, and only puts his window down like this. He's a real skinny guy, so he's always cold.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he smokes, just smokes the whole ride. And there's been times I'm like, dude, you have to let me put my...
Yeah.
Like, he'll put it down, but I'm like, you got to let me put my whole window down and get the air. I'm getting sick.
Yeah.
Especially with the heat going on.
Yeah, that's insane. Even if it's raining, I'll put my window down quite a bit to smoke a bud.
I'm glad I never got that habit, but I don't enjoy, like, once again, I don't enjoy smoking in the car that much.
Well, you really don't smoke unless you're having some drinks.
Yeah.
It's
true.
Different. It's different.
But, like, even, if we were to make a late run, maybe I'll smoke one, but because some people, it is
part of driving.
Yeah. I can't get into a car without a pack.
Especially a long drive, yeah. Yeah, if I'm driving for more than 20 minutes, I'm definitely smoking a cigarette.
But I haven't chewed in like a couple weeks.
That's good.
If I'm going to have I can't have all of the nicotine habits. But I was getting sick from it.
That's good, though. That if that's what it takes for you to stop. I remember I told you our grandfather on Dad's side, he told me like he loved smoking cigarettes. And it just started making him sick to his stomach and he had to quit.
Every once in a while it does it to me too.
A chew or a cigarette?
A cigarette. Every once in a while, like, I'll smoke and like that's what happened earlier.
Yeah.
I like had 2 hits, coughed a little bit, and I was like, I felt nauseous a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's good, but if you're having problems chewing from nausea and you're not swallowing it, that's weird.
Well, I'm very I mean, I almost gag every morning because if something's in my throat, I will get it out, whether it's me throwing up to get it out. I can't swallow it. So, like, I'm very particular. I'll never let any chew go down my throat. But also, like, I think I beat my esophagus up a little bit because I used to chew 24/7. So I think, like, because I have to take Prilosec, so I think maybe my esophagus just a little.
You just got kind of a weaker stomach too.
I do.
Because
I've always
dudes that fucking chew all day, every day, and have no problem.
Yeah. I do have. Since I've been little,
But
I've
that's
had a weaker
good.
stomach. Yeah, I'm glad. You know, it just kind of happened without me even noticing. And it's one of those things too, because maybe there is one day where I'll just then when I do get a chew and you get that little
You feel the nicotine buzz.
yeah, I'll be like, this is nice because I don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
But let's take a little break. We're gonna get our pizzas ordered.
Yeah. Let's do it.
But now that we're back from smoke break, we got our Ironborn pizza. Looking for sponsorships. It'll be here at 8:50, just in time for the last episode of The Last of Us.
Yeah, I'm bummed.
Yeah.
Like I said, we gotta find a new Sunday. Aside from a pod, we need to find something.
Well,
Or we could just do a movie on Sundays.
yeah. Actually remind me about movie, but you were asking about the Succession show. Rachel seems to like it. I didn't watch from start to finish. I caught like a little bit of episodes here and there. I think you will like it. And their new season 3, is coming out, replacing the time slot for The Last of Us.
Oh, it's on HBO, right? Isn't it basically isn't it about a media company?
Yeah, so it's a media company, and it's the guy who runs it is old.
Yeah, it's basically the real story. It's like, you know who Rupert Murdoch is? The guy who owns like Fox News and shit. It's basically like.
And it's like a power struggle because the kids, they're all backstabby, but they put on airs and stuff. But
and they all want like to be whatever looked at as good by the dad, so then they're just trying to win him over kind of the whole time, but he's using power to
and he's
control
an asshole.
them.
Are the kids totally incompetent too?
No, the kids are the one is like a drug addict, the one is kind of like weird and quirky, but the girl is like really successful within politics.
Of course, the girl's the good one.
But she's still like a bad person.
They say people who grow up in that environment with that much privilege and wealth, they're always just shitty.
Yeah, and like the one episode
if we grew up rich, I'd be dead. I promise you.
Oh yeah, we all would be.
I'd be dead.
That, or we would have handlers.
Yeah,
keeping us alive.
Keep him out of the public eye. Yeah.
But yeah, like the one son who's just kind of like. I don't know if he necessarily wants to be this, take over or whatever. He's just kind of a piece of shit. But they have, like, they're so rich that on, I think it's Thanksgiving or whatnot, they all get in helicopters and fly to this, like, field and play a game of baseball. And, like, the one guy, there's, like, a Mexican kid there, like, the groundkeeper's kid. He's like, if you hit a home run, if you score, I wrote a check for $1 million. And the kid gets, like, a foot away from scoring, and he just rips it up in front of him. But I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's not going to replace The Last of Us, but we'll have to figure something out. What I will say, and it's getting me a little excited, there's a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out. That
really?
I don't know. It's either going to be shit, or like it might be able to get me into it.
It's a movie?
Movie. Very CGI'd, obviously. But I think it might be interesting because, like, we never played Dungeons and Dragons. We played all sorts of games like that.
We've played, like, all these games, but not what everybody agrees is, like, the sweetest game.
Once again, like,
there's more than just Dungeons and Dragons where, like, you need a game master and, like, a crowd. There are, like, pre-packaged campaigns that you can play that are apparently really cool. But you have to really get into this, like...
That's the thing, like... we should have had another brother that was, he's like, because even when we get good board games, I'm the one who has to learn them.
That's not true.
You're opening up packages too quick.
Well, yeah.
And I'm like, stop touching it. There's a place for everything, and you're looking through cards already. And I'm like, I'm on page 1 of the directions, man.
Yeah. The last one we played, though, I forget what it was called. Like, we both had to pour over that. instruction.
Yeah. And it's a good game. And even I've learned it now 3 times. I would have to go back and relearn it. But
did you get my text the other day about Game Masters?
how long ago that they moved?
No, this was like 2-3 days ago.
No. I'm not getting a lot of your text messages.
It's weird, man. But it looks pretty happening. It's a much cooler spot.
It's a lot bigger, and I know the space.
And there's a McDonald's right across the street.
But that is, I've always said, like, because those are the type of people that if you go in there and you genuinely like, I want to learn something, they'll be ecstatic to teach you.
Well, the thing is that they have the space now where there's like an open area to just play the games instead of like that back office with around like.
You can rent a table for $5 for the whole day.
That's what I'm saying. We should go check it out one time.
Well, I want to go and like, because they have like nights. You know, like Tuesday might be D&D night, Wednesday might be Warhammer or whatever and stuff. And like I said, every time I've gone in there, they always are like
very accommodating.
Mm-hmm. And the dude, the guy who runs it is cool. Blind guy, he's nice as shit.
Yeah, I think we should check it out. It'd be something to do.
And it's up our alley. It's just, once again, it is like, I've always wanted to get into Warhammer. What's Warhammer, right? The little figurines and stuff. I've always thought that was, I've played it once like at a demo show thing, and it is fun, but it's not something like me and you could just get into.
No. But the thing is, the main reason I think we should check it out is because there'll be someone there to teach us the game.
That's what I mean.
That's huge.
Yeah, like just to be like, yeah, I know how to play. Let's do a quick 30 minutes so you guys get the hang of it. And then, because there's so many styles and types of game you can play and whatnot. Going back to movies, we watched this, and I bet you've never heard of it. It took them 7 years to make. It's called Marcel the Shell with Shoes. And it started
7 years to make a movie.
It started off as just like a little funny like YouTube clips they would do. And it's literally a 1-inch size shell with one eyeball and shoes, and I think he does it in stop motion. I'm not, because it's not CGI'd, but it's really funny. And the girl Jenny Slate does the voice of the shell, and it's like a little kid. And I just like, we've seen funny clips of it. You know, they'll do like, it's always like, guess what I use for a sleeping bag, and it's like, what? It's like a cashew shell, and it's just like, was like little things like that. But they turn in this movie.
Is there a plot?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is as dumb as it sounds, dude, I started tearing up at one point in this movie. It's just really well done. They lose their whole colony, so it's these things. They live in this house, and like the people don't know, kind of, that they're there. And it starts off with Marcel the Shell and his Nana is the only ones left. The family who owned the house got in a divorce, and they like their secret shelter. Like when the family would fight, they would all go to the sock drawer to take cover.
Family of what?
Oh, the community, like hundreds, and it's fun. Some are shells, some are pistachio shells. The one's a tampon, and it's so goofy.
It sounds terrible.
It was like a viral YouTube video maybe 10 years ago.
But the way it's done, the lighting, because it's so hard to explain. But anyway, freaking, it's not a spoiler alert for you. The Nana dies. And dude, I was like watching, I was like, and that's all he has left because the community
dispersed.
Yeah, it's, the guy's making a documentary about this shell. It ends up getting them on 60 Minutes and finding the community. But, dude, when the Nana dies because she's hiding that she's sick, she's using crayon to give color to her face and stuff. Dude, I seriously found myself going like, don't, no. And Nana walks off into the valley and, like, following a ladybug, and she dies. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is supposed to be a funny, goofy movie.
Was it funny at least?
It's funny. It's a weird humor.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But it's on Showtime for free now. It's, you'll get into it. It's well done. I like the it's hard to describe, but the lighting of it. It's really feels like you're in just a random person's house, because then the house turns into an Airbnb, so random people come in, and she uses a tennis ball as her. She goes inside the tennis ball and uses it to get around the house, but just knocks into a bunch of stuff. It's funny.
It's really. It's one of those things, like, you had to be there.
You had to be there.
Like, describing it. without any context, it sounds like.
And Rachel, if you probably already will, but when you do the editing, maybe put up a picture of Marcel the Shell because it's cute. It really is. And I was thinking it's gonna be some lighthearted thing.
And then
And then I'm sitting there like, what the hell are they doing to me here? But it's worth it. That, and I hate to admit it, last night, every once in a while I get into, I don't know what to watch on TV. And so I just started watching music videos. Because I always said, like, I wish that was more predominant thing. I would have loved to be like a music video creator.
Yeah, they went out of style overnight.
Yeah.
Kinda.
But so, like, we're watching that. We started watching, do you know, what's his name? James?
Corden.
Gordon?
Corden.
Corden. British
The
dude,
British.
heavy. He's chunky,
Yeah,
late night show.
Can sing his balls off.
Nah, a little bit. He's okay.
Doesn't he do that karaoke show?
That's what I was gonna say. We started watching the karaoke carpool, and yeah, now I'm a fan of Miley Cyrus, Katy Perry, and a bunch of because he also gets like the Red Hot Chili Peppers on there, and at one point he takes his shirt off with them and stuff. It was it turned me. I put it on to like kind of hate watch it, and I couldn't stop myself from keep watching it. It was
Hulu.
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Because I think what it is it's a clip that he like once a week plays on the show, but he gets like some of the big like Stevie Wonder, he gets some good, and then he'll sing with them, and then obviously have funny stuff like Lady Gaga drives the car, and she just learned how to drive like 2 weeks ago, so he's terrified. But it's one of those things where I was like, I watched myself, I can't believe I like this right now.
Yeah, well, it's popular for a reason, I guess.
And also it's getting to see some Adele's on there, my sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
If you're out there, Adele.
Skinny Adele or fat Adele?
This was chunky Adele. She didn't lose all the weight yet.
Okay.
And they're in London. And
yeah, he's huge over there. He's like a national icon.
And I didn't realize how. I guess I don't even watch cable, but how big that show is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's one of those things went down a wormhole and ended up being like a little bit more of a positive person. Because if you asked me before last night, I'd be like, dude, fuck Miley Cyrus. She dad. It's funny too because they bring it up and I totally forgot. Like Miley Cyrus, for the Wrecking. Have you ever watched the Wrecking Ball music video?
Of course not. You know who you're talking to?
I know, but I caught. You would probably know the imagery of it, dude. If this video came out when I was 13, I would have ruined our couches with semen. She is basically naked. Like it's crazy that is on TV.
Okay. Well,
And actually, she has short hair in this.
Yeah.
I was watching this going like, Steven would be losing it right now.
Miley Cyrus is a pretty girl.
Although her teeth are really big, I don't know how she pronounces B's. Because I don't think her upper lip can touch her lower lip. But it's funny, I forgot that her dad wrote, "Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart."
That was a banger for a while there.
But yeah. So, any updates on the apartment? 2 people have moved out. Anyone move in yet?
No. I think they might be remodeling.
Probably, because they did with
update
your
and,
apartment. They completely remodeled everything.
Yeah. I was thinking, like one of the main, like ground level apartments is open, and like at first I was like, damn, I wish I was there, because then I would have my own private door. But then I realized they only have 3 windows in those apartments.
And you have a ton of windows.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I liked about your apartment.
Yeah. So you did good.
Also, just knowing me, I've lived in between. Like it was a 3-story, and we were the middle. You were for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather be above someone than below them.
It just sucks moving in and out.
Yeah. And you don't mind the steps and stuff, but you get away from more commotion.
You gotta get away from all the commotion unless my neighbor's hacking up a lung.
And save on heat too.
Yeah. I really don't use my heat very rarely. Maybe in the morning. But what was I gonna say? Oh, that fucking. Remember I told you there was that random Explorer that just popped up one day?
No.
Oh, there's the
the car Explorer. I'm thinking of like some random dude just walking around your apartment.
This fucking Magellan type
just
character.
in here exploring.
No, it's still there, bro. And I think I said it's got 3 flat tires. it's backed into the spot. I'm thinking about being a fucking jerk off and calling the cops and being like, I think this car's stolen. It hasn't moved. It just showed up one day.
Well, here's the thing.
The guy's hogging 3 parking spots.
I was gonna say, you're missing. Imagine if those 2 open apartments.
Yeah, I know.
If a 2-car like people move in there, you're gonna be like hurting for spots.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get out ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? Plus, it's like. It's petty, but dude, like, that car is probably gonna sit there forever.
Oh yeah, I mean, shit. I'm not a person. I had a car with 4 flat tires, sat there for quite a while because I was like, I will do something with it.
You'll get around. That's what I'm saying.
And knowing this guy, he's like a storage slum or lord or whatever.
He's fucking just
got the garages and
2 trailers.
He's going like, I'll get it fixed up and sell it.
Yeah.
And before you
it's
know
unacceptable, man. And I figure before I like file, because if there really starts to be no parking spots back there, I'm gonna have to complain.
Especially like, I mean, I don't know that, but like that apartment, like people run weird hours there. You know, there's probably a lot of people that are bartenders, so their car's there all day. And yeah, just everyone's on different schedules kind of going on. So like, you come home from my house at 10 o'clock at night and you don't have a spot. Like, what? You
That's
don't
happened before.
Yeah, what did you do?
Well, I just had to like park like by the dumpster, like.
That's
But I don't want to do that.
Well, you don't. Yeah, you're putting your car
at risk there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is a narrow thing.
Yeah, it was bad enough when the guy had moved the second trailer, but now there's just some fucking car that's just sitting there.
Yeah, I wonder. There's some shyster under the table money getting passed around to get those spots.
Yeah, because that's not part of like the property management.
No, that the person who owns that whole plot is probably renting that out to that.
But this
the
guy's
whole
gone.
thing.
He's gone too far, man.
Dude, yeah, the
He's
one
gone too
spot
far.
we were letting go, 2 spots.
Now it's 3.
Now we got a broken down fucking Explorer.
I've thought about just.
Did you look to see if the VIN was on there? When you look at the windshield, like right where the driver is, where you put
your tags.
There is the VIN number there, and that is where people will scratch the VIN number if they stole it.
I'll look. I was hoping it wouldn't be there very long, but clearly it's not going to.
You also probably, in this day and age, you probably could look up that VIN and find out who that car belongs to.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some kind of service you could pay for.
Even now, I feel like that might be public knowledge.
But
I don't know, but
I'm gonna just fucking call the police station back. I think there's a car. It hasn't moved. It was never here before.
At the very least, the cops will look into it, and at least they'll run the VIN numbers.
That's what I'm saying.
And at least start scratching that there's a problem going on here.
Yeah, because it's definitely nobody that lives there. So, you know, something's got it.
And the trailers like never move, right?
It's winter right now. When I first moved in, they were moving.
Okay. Did you ever see equipment on there?
No, the guy uses it for like scrapping.
Oh man,
he's that guy.
That means a lot of those sheds just have fucking.
They're just full of crap. I've seen them there before. It's just a bunch of bullshit.
That's how you get some varmint and shit hanging around the premise.
Thankfully, it's not attached to the building. And the other day, I had some guy knock on my door in the middle of the day. It was so weird. And he looked like he's in like his first week of recovery. Yeah, I mean, he was rough. He was looking rough. He's probably in his early 50s, maybe older. And he was like, "Is there any? Do you know if they're renting any of these apartments or whatever?" And I was like, "No, I couldn't tell you. Like, I just told him the name of the Three Rivers Property Management, but like, this guy clearly was on foot."
That's the thing that's bothering me a little bit is, first of all, even Dad would know that, like, there's a phone number you can call. You're not knocking. Oh, you're the upstairs. You know what I mean?
I don't even know how he stumbled in that. Yeah, it was really weird.
We gotta get you some protection.
I wasn't worried.
No, but I just that right there. I'm in a standalone house, but that dude just walked in and knocked on your door.
Well, he probably could hear my TV mumbling out a little bit in the hallway or something.
I don't know.
Oh, I haven't even for a single second felt my security was at risk. It was just this guy. I think he walked over from the gas station
with your neighbor hacking up lungs, and we're not sure why. I still think I'm pretty sure he just smokes meth on the weekends. Well, you don't want any of his buddies sniffing around, looking for something.
Yeah. Well, I got renter's insurance, so I'll just get a baseball bat or something.
You gonna fight a meth head with a baseball bat?
Well, you know what? Honestly, I'm not a gun guy. I probably would fucking miss and shoot myself or something if I even...
It's hard to miss with a 12 gauge, bud.
That's true. That's true.
Now you just blasting the place up.
Doing, target practice out back in that parking lot.
Well, we'll get you a pellet gun. At least be like, ow, ow.
Yeah, I'll just get one of those lighters that look like a gun.
There you go.
But yeah, so hopefully this guy doesn't get...
We also, I don't know if you want that guy moving in. I
Well,
would have been like,
that's what
I
I'm
don't think there's...
saying.
Nope, everything.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm almost positive that they're gonna... I don't think they're gonna do full renovation, but they're gonna upgrade those two.
Well, they did with yours, and because we were looking at the two places, the one that was ground level, that was pretty rough. She said, like, we just have a lot of activity, people wanting to move in. I think they would have updated that one as well.
No, because there's a good lady who
well, no,
rents that now.
she kind of like was saying because a lot of people are asking that they don't feel the need to have to put money into it.
Which weird, yeah. I mean, right? If they're not hurting for renters, but all the people that are there right now have been there for multiple years. So.
I mean, it's a very convenient spot. If you don't want a lot of room. You know what I mean? Think how easy it is to keep your apartment clean.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
You still haven't gotten a couch though.
No, I haven't.
We'll have to get you something.
You'll be aight.
I'll come over and I'm gonna sit on a beanbag chair. Fuck off.
Maybe I haven't gotten a couch, so I don't have any visitors.
Just come to my house and use up all my ice.
Yeah, right. Speaking of ice, if you're not going to use those ice cube trays anymore, I'll take
Rachel, did we have the ones that we didn't like, the silicone ones? We still have them?
Yeah.
I'll keep them for backup ice.
It's not good gnawing ice, though.
I know.
Don't break it.
It's better than having no ice.
Have you resorted to getting a bag of ice?
No. I got 4 trays. I keep them going.
Now I want 2 more.
I want 2 more.
Well, you know what? You like ice. You like ice. For a while, when your teeth were hurting really bad, could you do cold drinks? Like when you were like,
It just not on my front teeth. But that wasn't. That shit, like, I didn't have sensitive teeth in that regard. They would just fucking break. Crack.
Were you trying to eat ice with?
No. No, it's a very recent phenomenon.
Maybe that's why I don't chew ice as much. I was a heavy ice chewer. Like, even when I was a little fat kid. Like, old, like elementary school, I don't think kids should be chewing on ice. Someone probably should have stopped it.
It's very satisfying.
It is. And I remember Mom showing me how to putting the ice in a hand towel, like whatever, and taking the heavy end of a butter knife and just bashing it
to make crushed ice. You know what I do? This is like a little insight into how deep into the ice game I am.
We're talking about actual drinkable ice,
not crystal meth,
not Hawaii. Yeah.
But I'll take a cup and I'll fill it up with fresh, delicious ice cubes, and then I'll fill the cup up like 3 times and dump it out like 3 times to like get it a little melty, just to expedite when it's chewable. It's pretty simple.
Hey man, you find your ways. Because when I brought home that Brita for you, and you had the fridge down in the basement, I was like, why don't you keep it? She's like, I like the water to be warm so it melts.
Yeah, I just kept it out.
I'll never forget that time I was coming home, and Mom, she was like, how much ice do you use? And I was like, why? She goes, there's a little bit of a feud going on in the house between your dad and your brother with the ice machine.
It wasn't a feud, but there was a shortage. Well, yeah.
I'll tell you what, are you garbage question, great podcast. Is it garbage to, if you have an ice maker, also buy a bag of ice and put it in the ice maker?
Definitely garbage if you do it more than once in a,
That's like I was thinking every other day thing.
Yeah. That's if you're not having a party, you really shouldn't be needing to buy bags of ice if you have an ice cube.
You know what I was just thinking, the Lucky 7. I feel like we should have given some warning when you moved out and when Dad moved out.
I didn't go that much. I don't really like it, but they probably think Dad's dead. He probably goes there. Still.
He's making
away.
the extra chip.
Yeah.
I know that I said I wish fucking Di Lorenzo's had some stock because I'd be buying in that.
Yeah.
You know, he said to me for the first time ever when I called him too early for his birthday, goes, "I'm gonna get Di Lorenzo's, but I think I'm tired of grilled chicken." I go, "It's only been 12 years. Now that we move out, now you're tired of grilled."
I swear he was getting that just to be a fucking. I'm gonna get the whole pizza because nobody else really likes that pizza.
It was good every 3 months, but it's so much chicken and it would get dry. Like the nice thing about pizza is you can heat it up well if you take your time, or even cold pizza. As soon as that pizza goes cold, that chicken is never going to be the same.
Yeah, you're right. And to heat it up just makes it more dry. But again, this way you don't have to share it.
It's funny too because I would always there was so much on there.
You just take chicken.
I'd take some chicken off, and he would go, "Anyone guys take some chicken?" Yeah. I'm like, "Yeah, I took an ounce out of the 5 pounds of chicken on your fucking pizza."
You could take numerous pieces of chicken off of that pizza, and you couldn't even tell. It was just piled on like.
Well, I think he just was like, "I know they're wanting some of my chicken," and so he would ask.
Well, this is a guy who would ask if you drank his iced tea.
That's all I have.
So, love you, Dad.
Yeah. Well, things seem to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Although he has mentioned multiple times he calls it the Florida room. Like he was like, "I don't know. I was just going to see, how hard it would be to install a pellet stove." I said, "Dad, if you put a fucking pellet stove in that house, I will never come."
Yeah, I mean,
it's funny too because he was like, "Yeah, man,
if you put that in, you don't even.
I don't have to pay the Home Depot card anymore. It's weird." And I go, "Shouldn't that be a good thing?" And I could just tell like he was itching to
he
burn
wants to
some
buy pellets. Yeah, he misses having to pay for pellets, but he's getting a new toilet installed.
I actually, when we were talking, because I asked, I was like, "What kind of toilet you got?" He goes, "It's a circle."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Listen, especially in my life, it's an investment. I would put a different toilet in there too.
That cracked me up. I was like, only you and Eugene would even think about this.
Although now you're not heavy anymore. And Dad's a bigger guy, but like on those circle toilets, your wiener don't touch the bowl at all.
I guess not. There are some toilets that are like really small.
Yeah, like cheap apartment toilets.
But I don't have that small of a toilet in my place.
I think you have an oval toilet.
Yeah, I think it's elongated bowl.
That's I mean, you don't have to do anything special with the toilet. It's just the circle bowl. It really is rough.
Yeah, like the ones in like a dive bar that are like just a.
Even me, I don't know if a dive bar. I'd have to be having some real problems. I'll poop a lot of places. But that's the nice thing about public toilets. Usually they are
big ones, and there's now there's always a handicap one.
And I'll tell you what, the only thing is when I went to get my PS5 and we drove all the way to the fucking Ohio because I don't know why I had to do that. I got my PS5 and I was like, I got to poop for this journey home. Stopped at a Target, and the toilet didn't go to the ground. It just hung out from the wall.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy. You were saying that.
Yeah, and I didn't put all my weight on there.
Yeah, that would be the most embarrassing.
If I broke, I'd shitty ass sprint. I'd grab some paper towels on the way out, but I would sprint and be like, "You don't know, you'll never see me again." Ohio.
I would blame it on someone else.
Not me. You could, but if I broke that toilet, you ain't. That's the fastest you ever see me run out of a store.
Even if it was somebody else, everybody would just be like, "That guy did it."
Of course, yeah. Same if you walk out of the bathroom, it smells like shit. They're gonna be like, "Big man blew it up in there, huh?"
Yeah. Plus, your face is always kind of reddish, so it would definitely look like he's guilty.
Because also, I'm pretty sure water would come shooting out, so you'd be all wet.
You'd be soaking wet. Yeah.
Oh, and I'd be throwing up too, because it'd be poop. That is a scene that I don't ever want to live, but I'd like to watch a fat guy go through.
You'd probably have to go to like a mental place for a month to unwind.
Oh, I would need a retreat.
Yeah, for real.
Well,
You'd be like a Vietnam.
on one of the
guy coming home.
episodes of My 600-Pound Life, the lady breaks the toilet in Dr. Now's office.
Just one too many fats.
Yeah, but I'm sitting there going like, dude, they have the extra big chairs, the extra wide doorways. They didn't think about the toilet situation because it's funny. They had to get the fucking fire team out, and they just grabbed a bunch of sheets, got it under her.
Why were they recording her shitting?
Well, no, because she's in there and then the toilet breaks, so the whole office like, what the hell's going on?
Okay. It wasn't like her feet under the stall being.
No, she was just. It looked like it still was there. You know, when you're that big, it's everything behind you. You're not sure. I don't think her legs would allow her to touch the ground.
Yeah. Well.
But I think that'll do it, folks. I'm going to the doctor's office, so I'll be all right, though.
You're gonna be alright.
Yeah.
And Rachel, your butthole is gonna be alright.
Yeah, and we'll keep updates on that. If it's not all right, we're still going to talk about it. But for all the people out there, you'll be all right.
Keep on.
Keep on keeping on. I am Gene Labordi. It's my brother Stephen Labordi. Rachel doing all the hard work. Rachel Labordi. Trying to multitask is not easy for me right now.
These outros are like.
It's because I can't get the song up. The fucking thing is always not right. I'm trying to add value to the people. There we go. Finally got it. You'll be all right.
You're gonna be alright.
If you're listening this far, the outro is not the thing you're worried about. As much as you eat ice, you can't get it in your mouth yet?
It's always slippery.
We cut hair down here. I guess you'll be all right.